Okay, see you later.
In this edition of The Wine Travelers, we meet winemaker, wine broker, and wine consultant Eduoard Labeye. A colorful and beloved character, Eduoard is sought after the world over for his creative and enthusiastic approach to winemaking. We meet up with Eduoard at his home in Provence for a tour of the wine regions of southern France. Join us as we experience a week in the life of a French wine consultant on our travels with Eduoard.
Something he can't say.
Are you gonna dance now?
Something he can't say. I wonder what you're wrong.
Someone another bottle. Join us on the ultimate food and wine adventure, The Wine Travelers. Today we're following Eduoard through the Rhone region of southeastern France on a typical workday. Our first stop is at a wine cooperative called Cave de Saint-Pantaleon in the Côte du Rhone region.
So each village have a cooperative, in fact. I think we can...
Most co-ops are relatively large. This one is capable of producing over 500,000 cases of wine per year. Eduoard's old friend and business partner Alex Dale is with us.
We're not talking about wines which are going to be selling at $30, $40. These are wines which should retail in your local store for a sort of $6 to $10 maximum. So it's everyday drinking wines, and that's a hell of a brutal market. So what Eduoard does here is to really help them attractive so they can sell them well.
As a winemaking consultant, Eduoard suggests techniques for improving the wine's quality.
New technology.
Such as using natural CO2 to break up the cap instead of machines or pumps.
Look at the juice. The juice is coming back, you know, naturally. The process with CO2.
So what Eduard's role here is to help these guys make their wines in a style that the market will appreciate, that a market will, in an oversupplied market, where he can distinguish the wines so that they become attractive to buy.
Fresh. That's a challenge, to keep the freshness and
really good. I find this really exciting. You've got the transformation of an old system of winemaking into this energy, this buzz of making large scales of wine, but fabulous quality. It's really exciting. I love coming here to see that. It's the old world being forced into a higher gear by what's going on in the marketplace, and the French have to respond, otherwise they're in trouble. And these guys are really trying to do that. And that's the great thing about Eduoard. He does it in a way. He rolls up his sleeves. Again, he shows them how to do it. He's not arrogant. He's not a star. He just gets on and does it, and the results speak for themselves. And that's why they love him so much.
Très bon.
Ça, je peux. C'est pas dur, hein, c'est bien ça, parce qu'on a mis.
Ouais, pas mal.
Bon,
et il n'y a pas de bruit.
Ah non, non, c'est très sec.
Très bien.
C'est très bon. Voilà. Monsieur.
Okay, let's go. Look at the view. That's Mont Ventoux.
After checking in at the co-op, we are now off to Gigondas, farther south, to visit a very different sort of client.
So we just arrived in the Château de Saint-Côme in Gigondas. So it's located in southern of the Rhone, Grenache country.
Eduoard doesn't just broker wine, he brokers oak barrels as well. In this role, he works directly with barrel makers or coopers to provide his clients with specific type of oak barrels. Louis is one of these clients.
Only does that when there are some cameras around. I mean,
Indeed.
You know.
We haven't seen him really work much at all.
Here in the southern part of the Côte du Rhone, the most important red wine is made from Grenache, and Louis uses traditional techniques in his winemaking.
To have a body temperature nearly 55.
We will now be turning northward towards Crozes Hermitage, but first we stop at Eduoard's home, located in the tiny village of Les Granges-Gontard, on the northern edge of
Les
Provence.
Granges-Gontard. That's my house. The color
Eduard travels constantly, so time at home is a precious commodity.
Because it was so boring to paint everything in the same color, so that's why we changed the color.
We meet his wife Catherine and his two sons.
Yeah, that's good.
He's tired.
Yeah.
Just like running.
No, he's never tired. He's never tired. I don't know why, but he's never tired.
Yeah, I know why.
Yeah, I know why too.
That's Guillaume, okay? He's 11 years old. And Gauthier is 8 years old.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Creative energy runs in the family. Catherine is a talented artist and keeps an art studio in the back of the house.
Bye.
Soon we are back on the road, but we make a special stop for another regional delicacy, chocolate.
Samples.
The Rhone region is famous for chocolate, and Val Rhone is the king. In their store, you can sample just about everything.
Blackcurrants, cognac, Mirabelle, spoons.
No one.
So now we arrive at Alain Graillot estate, and he's doing wine from Gros Hermitage area, mostly red.
Finally, we round out our busy day at the estate of Alain and Maxime Graillot.
So don't drink too much tonight.
Here we are. We've arrived at probably my favourite producer in the Rhone, not just because he's standing next to me, but I drink enough to prove it. This is Alain Graillot and his son Maxime. Maxime's the older looking one. And we're here in the vineyards of Gros Hermitage. This is they finished the fermenting of the 05 vintage. Or is it still fermenting?
Still fermenting.
Still, there's a little bit of fermentation still going on, so we're going to taste a couple of things from vat that was on the vine 2 weeks ago. Should be good.
Just follow me. This is a very old cellar. This is the first cellar we have been using 20 years ago.
Up here in the northern Rhone, Grenache disappears and reds are made almost exclusively from Syrah. Gros Hermitage is known for excellent but not quite so expensive Syrah as the neighboring Hermitage and Tan Hermitage.
Yes, and we have something which I, as much as I can, will always find in my wine is to have a fresh finish. I really like wines with fresh and clean finish because that's the best way.
So 04 is my first vintage, and so I do the competition with my father. Actually, I'm trying.
Alain's son Maxime has also built his own winery on the estate and has just completed his first vintage and bottling.
It's Maxime's first wine on his own, with his own domain.
Here I am a worker, and at my winery he's a consultant.
We will end our busy day back at the Hotel Bellevue across the Rhone River in Condrieu with a fantastic meal from their 3-star kitchen. As we savor Maxime and Eduard's wines, we decided the life of a consulting winemaker is not all that bad.